Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Aquarius reading. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So, Libra, before we begin the reading, I pulled up your chart here, and this is just a generic chart now for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, which is your ascendant, as well as your Venus placement. And it appears here that the full moon in Aquarius for you will be triggering your fifth house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. You'll actually feel like activated during this time. So this full moon wants you to release the creative blocks or romantic situationships that dim your inner light. This is a time for you to stop overthinking your joy and to let go of the fear of looking foolish and just create for the sake of having fun. I feel like the Libra collective needs to get back to like living the good life. So let's use the Urban Crow Oracle deck to move further into this message, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper using tarot. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, tell me more about their full moon in Aquarius message, and how does it relate to their fifth house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Libra, we have card number 53, waterproof. And at the bottom of the deck, we have card number 26, insight. Card number 53, waterproof. Crow feathers have a greasy protective coating that prevents water from getting through to the skin. You too have the ability to create a waterproof exterior. When we are waterproof, we are protected from others' draining emotions that can weigh us down. Being waterproof allows you to experience a storm without letting it hold you back. When we are waterproof, the words, actions, and emotions of those around us do not impact our perception of who we are or our self-worth. Casual insults, snarky comments, and emotional vampires don't bother someone who is waterproof. Being dragged into someone else's drama can take an emotional toll and leave you feeling waterlogged. But when you are waterproof, you can be a good listener, even a shoulder to cry on, without absorbing their emotions. And that leaves you free to support others in need, including yourself. Waterproof asks you to create a barrier between the feelings of others and yourself when inner strength is needed. Okay, let's go a little deeper now into this message. Tell me more about waterproof for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does card number 53, waterproof, have to do with their full moon and Aquarius message and their fifth house of creativity, romance, and self-expression for the Libra collective? One more shuffle now. Thank you. Libra, we have the Six of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. Tell me more about the Six of Cups here for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is the Six of Cups here for Libra? And how does that pertain to waterproof? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Swords, whoa, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. Libra. For me, queens exist in the present. They process the present and they process the past. And kings take action. It's not masculine versus feminine or hierarchical in nature. It's just how I see a suit of cards. And this is your king as an air sign. And so this is you seeing and now moving forward in a way where it's almost like I have to protect myself. I have to become waterproof against these soulmate, soul bond, karmic connections, however you want to define them, of the past, Six of Cups, that have betrayed you in some way. It's almost like with the Ace of Swords, you can see right through them. You can see right through these individuals. You can see right through their actions. You can see right through their words. It's almost like you can get right to the heart of who they are, despite whatever mask or facade they try to wear. There's also something here of an acknowledgement on how maybe you have sabotaged yourself in some way by ignoring the red flags or by giving these individuals more time than they were allotted or should have been allotted in your life, investing in them longer than you should have, and making excuses for their poor behavior for as long as you did. I don't think you necessarily dislike or hate these people. It's just that you're sort of able to see right through them and to see how their behavior towards you was detrimental to you, but also how your behavior was detrimental to yourself. And your behavior, your role in this was that you were not waterproof and you did not protect yourself from these individuals. It's like you allowed them to treat you this way. And for a lot of you, like for a long time. But that's all about to change. Knight of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. Again, for me, kings take action. So this is telling me now you are very much aware of these various dynamics, and now you are taking action on your own behalf. Knight of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Swords here for Libra. And the Knight of Swords, actually, one, it is your knight as an air sign. Two, that is the action. That is the knight who takes action. It's not impulsive action. It's the only knight who charges into battle with a cause, holding the Ace of Swords. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Knight of Swords is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, and the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. This is giving me the feeling of like parting with such sweet sorrow. Because again, I don't feel like you necessarily dislike that person or completely hate that person. If you did, I think we would have saw different cards, or I would have picked up on a different energy. This seems to be at some point in time, I'm going to speak like you, I liked you, or I loved you, or I respected you, or I admired you, or maybe I put you up on a pedestal that you didn't even deserve to be on. But I did all of those things because I saw the best in you. Again, I'm just speaking like you, if you could talk to this person or these people, because I think for some of you, there's like several people here, or at least that's the energy that I'm picking up on. So it's like, it sort of breaks my heart to not engage with you anymore, or to move on from you, or to end the relationship, or to walk away from the friendship. But it's something that I have to do. I have to take action, Knight of Swords, in this next chapter of my life, Wheel of Fortune, to step out into this great wide open, if you will. That Death card to the Three of Swords, regrettably, does not include this person or these people. And I think what you're doing by doing that is you're creating this barrier between you and them. So whoever they are, again, you have seen their actions or their words as being having a negative impact on you or on your life, or maybe even on your self-worth or self-value, how you treat yourself, how you perceive yourself. Knight of Pentacles. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles energy here. Bottom of the deck was card number 26, Insight. And so I feel like that's the insight that you have had or that you are having in the energy of the full moon in Aquarius. And right behind that, we have Night. And look at that. There's a full moon back there. And right behind that, we have Survival. So this is almost like, behind that, you have Isolation. So it's almost like for my own good, for my own survival, I have to create separation. I have to create distance. And I have to maintain that for myself. And again, I think you're doing this with some sorrow. Knight of Pentacles. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. You can't see it right now. There's a feeling here of like, I really don't want to do this, but I feel like it's the best thing for me to do. You're right, it is. If you're having any doubts about that, I'm here to give you that validation. Not that you need it from me, but you're right. You do need to create distance between whomever this is or whatever this is. And what you can't see now is slowly but surely in the Knight of Pentacles, you're going to get your mojo back. Page of Wands to the Knight of Cups. Like by you creating this barrier between you and these people, and that barrier could be different for all of you. This could be soft boundaries. This could be hard boundaries. This could be total like exiling someone out of your life completely. You know, what that distance is, how deep that waterproof barrier is between you and them is going to depend on you individually, because this is a general collective reading. I just see you here doing it, and I understand why you're doing it. And if you are doubting yourself about why you should do it, I'm here to tell you, don't doubt yourself. You're doing the right thing. And what you can't see now is by you doing that, fifth house of romance, of self-expression, maybe this is a good, healthy way for you to express yourself, is by saying, I'm no longer going to tolerate that behavior or that language, whatever this has been for you. By you doing that, what you also light up and activate is the other part of your fifth house, which is your creativity. So it's almost like you end up getting your mojo back, albeit slowly. Page of Wands to the Nine of Cups. It's like by the time you get to your season, or by the time you get to September, you're going to feel a lot better and a lot lighter and a lot happier. And it's because you're no longer weighed down, right? Your beautiful feathers are no longer weighed down by what this person or these people have been doing to you. You're creating that waterproof, oily, if you will, exterior on yourself. And there's a growth process here, and it might feel a little uncomfortable to do that, but it is necessary for your growth. So what you can release during this time, you can let go of the fear of looking foolish for doing this. You can let go of the fear of the doubts and the insecurities of like, oh, am I doing the right thing? You can get rid of your people-pleasing, low vibrational quality. I love you. My brother's a Libra, but I tell him all the time that he does exhibit that trait. So you can let go of that low vibration people-pleasing that you always have to overcompromise yourself in order to keep these six of people, maybe it is six people, Six of Cups people or Six of Cups individuals in your life. So that's what you can let go of. You're not foolish for doing this. Have no fear, have no doubts. If you feel called to do this and to create these boundaries, soft, hard, or permanent, like I said, exiling someone out of your life, then that's what you get to do. And by the time you get to your season, September, you're going to understand why you did it, because you're going to get your mojo back. Anything else you need to know about this? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Swords, Six of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Hangman shows itself again. It's almost like you're relearning how to do connection. Because somewhere along the lines, Libra, you were taught or you were conditioned that Seven of Swords to the Six of Cups was love. It meant that this person or these people love you, or they like you, or that you have some inexplicable soul twin flame bullshit tie with them. And I'm not saying twin flame is bullshit as someone on the journey. But someone convinced you, and it could be in childhood, it could be in adolescence, it could be an adult relationship, that someone has the right to betray you or cheat on you or dismantle your heart or use very sharp words to wound you quite deeply here, simply because they are soul bonded to you, because they're your parents, because they're your siblings, because they're your lovers, because they're some magical soulmate. And you should be lucky that you have them in your life. So with all these pages and the Six of Wands, yeah, you're going to start to feel good when you finally stand up for yourself. And it's almost like the little kid in you is going to be cheering you on. Because I have a feeling, even though this is giving me the feeling of adults, this didn't begin in adulthood, did it? Anything else you need to know about this person or these people's reaction or anything like that? One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. All the knights now are on the table. This person or these people do not expect this level of growth from you. They're still seeing you as a knight. And so even though you might lay down the law or tell them they can't speak to you that way anymore, or you're creating distance, they're still expecting you to revert back to Knight of Wands, to be inconsistent, to lower your guard, and to go right back to the dynamic that you once had with them. And that's because of their perception of you. Their perception of you is that you're not strong enough, or you're not capable to not only create a healthy boundary between you and them, but to maintain it as well. In short, they think you're going to fold like a cheap tent. I hope they're watching this video, because I'm here to tell them you're not. You're not. Anything else you need to know about this? And then we'll get you 3 cards of advice, and we'll close it out with a Moonology card. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment. It's a judgment call that you're making. The Devil. That the engagement with this individual or individuals is toxic to you. 4 of Cups. And although you might miss them and you might reminisce on what was and what could have been, you're not going to allow yourself to get pulled back into the underworld of a toxic relationship or a toxic cycle. The World card, because you fought like hell to bring it to an end. And that's a chapter I don't see you walking back into in this lifetime. Congratulations. You're not just letting go of not having boundaries. You're not just letting go of people-pleasing qualities, but you're letting go of a version of you that was damaging to you. And you're seeing your role in it. So you're not just letting the people go. You're also letting the part of yourself that allowed that to occur to go. This is a huge moment of growth and transformation. So make sure on July 29th, wherever you are in the world, you do something exceptionally nice for yourself within reason, and don't break your budget or go into debt. Good for you, Libra. Good for you. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, justice. 1, that's your major arcana card. 2, that's you now working in concert with the universe, calling justice on these, dare I say, karmic connections. And look, soulmates come in all shapes and sizes. And I know in the tarot community, we tend to use karmic in a derogatory way. And yes, this could be your parents. Yes, this could be your spouse. And in essence, are they soulmates? They are. But I often see soulmates as the people who are in our lives for the duration of our life or their life, whichever ends first, right? And I tend to see karmic connections. Some of them can go the distance too if we don't learn the lessons. But those are the hard relationships. They bring us to our knees. They force us through uncomfortable changes. They force us to put up healthy boundaries. They force us to walk away. They force us to learn our value. They force us to find our voice. So although they're not as pleasant as what I deem to be regular soulmates, I do think that they are more important when it comes to the evolution of our soul and of who we are and how we show up in the world, whether you believe in multiple lifetimes like I do or not. Had it not been for this person or these people and the experiences you had, you would still be a people-pleasing Libra. So this is you working in concert with the divine, with source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call that higher entity, to say justice is being called on this, and the karmic justice or the karmic debt that you have with this person or these people will now be cleared as a result of your actions. Knight of Swords, to take that inspired action, to say something, to create a boundary, to move forward, holding the Ace of Swords, holding your truth, and seizing the opportunity to grow, to expand, and to no longer tolerate someone else's bad decisions or bad behavior. Ace of Swords. And that, my love, is your truth. Bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Cups. Love yourself and do something nice for yourself. Your advice here is to keep moving forward in the direction of clearing this negative karmic cycle, if you will, which taught you a lot. And that's why you need to celebrate you. Consider this graduation day. Buy yourself a steak, go get a haircut, I don't know, something that you can afford. Watch your favorite movie. Fall asleep with the sun on your face. Do something soothing for your soul. Smoke a nice cigar. Have a great glass of wine. However you define just celebrating you and this huge achievement here. Let's close this out with a Moonology card here, please, for the Libra Collective, for their full moon and Aquarius message. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And what's so interesting, the Justice card on the side says, I get what I deserve. And the Ace of Swords says, success. So you deserve success. You have achieved success because you are speaking your truth and you're standing firm within it. A new cycle begins. I shit you not. New moon in Libra. I love you so much right now. A new cycle begins at the bottom of the deck. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. Believe in yourself. You are possible of creating healthy boundaries. You are possible in maintaining them. You're possible in seeing the negative attributes of particular connections. You're possible and capable of seeing your role in entertaining them. And it's also believe that you are capable of firmly shutting the door on them. A new cycle begins, Libra. I told you, by the time you get to Libra season, you're going to be thankful that you did this. And it all begins with this full moon in Aquarius on July 29th. That is what I have for you, my friends. That is your full moon in Aquarius reading. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, be gentle with yourself. Do something extra nice for yourself. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.